Dick. Okay. The gun range that she visited with her sister, do you know where that gun range is? Colin. I think it was on the South I-35. I told them to go to the Reds, which is now something else, which is the one I drove past on my way to school for 12 years at the Waldorf School. But they went to another one because a mutual friend had been there, and I believe it's on South I-35 in South Austin, like towards Slaughter. Dick. Do you know if it's the new one that's Colin. I have no idea. Dick. Okay. Colin. I know that I believe it's on South I-35. That's all I know. Dick. Okay. Do you remember about how long ago that would have been? Because it sounds like, I guess her sister moved about 2 months ago, give or take. Colin. I imagine it was, I don't remember exactly. It's stuck in my head somewhere in January in my really rough jumbled timeline. Dick. Okay, yeah, and again, that's fine. Claire. You bought the guns, right? Colin. I bought the guns, yes. Claire. When was that? Colin. I think December, early December. Dick. Okay. Colin. There's a receipt with them. I'm sure you can look at the receipt. I don't know. I don't remember. Claire. So sometime before the sister left, but after December. Colin. It could have been in November or December. I don't know. I honestly can't. I could look it up, but I don't know how to sort it in my head. It's on the receipt. Dick. Okay. Colin. So I stored them. Claire. After the receipt date, before the sister leaves town, is when the gun range shooting. Colin. Oh, yes. Claire. Range practice would have happened? Colin. Yes. Dick. Okay. Colin. I don't know if it's relevant, but initially I bought 2 similar Sig Saurs, brand new. And then I had bought one that was actually a little smaller, and I have never shot either of them, but I decided I wanted to go and exchange it was a Sig Sauer X. Dick. Colin. And I wanted something a little bit bigger because it just felt too small for my hand. Dick. Of course. Colin. I went back to McBride's. I don't know, a few weeks later and exchanged. It was unshot. So I exchanged for the Springfield because that's something they had in stock and it just felt less cheap and janky. Dick. Okay. Colin. I didn't mention that, but that was just like a side note. Dick. Okay. But that one was definitely returned back? Like you actually went and gave that back to McBride's? Colin. Gave that back to them. Dick. McBride gave you the other. Colin. McBride gave me a credit for minus $50 because that's just what they do. They're a gun trader. Dick. Okay. Colin. So that's why I had mine, whatever. I know. I totally spaced on this, but I do know they shot the Springfield as well at the gun range because I remember comparing and contrasting. They gave me I asked, what was it like? Dick. Yeah. Colin. I have, and they said, well, anyway. So I know that I said mine should never have been shot. That is inaccurate because I remember they did say they took both of them. I'm injecting this during editing. When I first read this part about him returning the first gun and making sure to say it had never been fired, I thought it was weird. I let it go because he had returned that Sig Sauer before the crime occurred. Fast forward to his testimony in court. He said in court his reason for returning the Sig Sauer was that he didn't like the recoil, so he had fired that gun. Another weird thing, in court it came out that he texted Kaitlin and told her where the pistol case was, then told her to open the case and that there was a McBride's receipt inside. He told her to take a picture of that receipt and send it to him. I thought this was weird too. If you're taking the gun back, why would you take the gun and not the receipt when both the gun and the receipt are in the same place? Then in court, the defense wanted Colin to demonstrate how to work the gun he'd purchased for Kaitlin. It's a Sig Saur. So he'd exchanged the Sig Saur, and we know now because he said about the recoil that he had fired. Well, the defense wanted him to demonstrate how the Sig Saur worked. Colin spoke and acted like he didn't know how to work it. But it was the same kind of gun he'd previously owned and had fired. Now, the Sig Saur he fired previously was returned to McBride's long before the crime. So it cannot be the same gun involved in the crime. What I'm trying to show here is that he lied. Let's carry on. Dick. Okay. Colin. And both of them were shot at the gun range and whenever that was. The characterization of Kaitlin by the media and the prosecution is that, she went and practiced shooting. Well, I addressed this before. He gave her the gun and she had just got the gun and had to learn to use it. So she goes to the range. Dick. Okay. Colin. And both of them were shot at the gun range and whenever that was. Dick. Okay. Colin. January. Dick. Of course, yeah. Colin. Indiscernible. Zone. Dick, I got you. Colin. Again, that information, I'm pretty sure you can find it. Dick. Okay. To your knowledge, do you know if Kaitlin has ever purchased another firearm, like on her own? Colin. No. Dick. Okay. Colin. Absolutely not. I have no knowledge of that. Dick. Okay. Colin. Why she would... Dick. Okay. All of the ammunition that we found at your house, was that the only 2 boxes? I believe it was just 2 boxes that we found. But were those the only 2 boxes that you know of that y'all purchased? Or has Kaitlin purchased other ammunition before? Or... Colin. I have no idea. I can't imagine why. Dick. Okay. Colin. I don't have cataloged. Dick. Yeah. Colin. I just put the locks on them and put them in the case and, Dick. Colin. Put them in a Pelican case, which was too small. When the police looked at those boxes of ammunition in the house, there were no bullets missing. They barely fit in there, but I was planning to buy a bigger case to have just more room, but yeah. Dick. Yeah. Colin. But I have taken it out and just played with it in the house just to try to get an idea of how it works. Dick. Yeah. Colin. Mechanically. That's the extent of my experience with it, but I don't have a catalog or mental knowledge. Dick. Colin. Of the bullets or what we have with the purchase. Dick. I get you. Yeah. And whenever she went to the gun range with her sister, do you recall if they ever talked about like learning to clean the gun? Did she go and learn everything about the guns to be able to take them apart, put them back together? Or was it basically more of hey, this is how you shoot the gun. You line up your sights? Colin. As far as I know, I don't even think they had instruction. Dick. Okay. Colin. As far as I know, she went with a female friend of hers who had shot in the past. I don't think she was a gun aficionado. Kaitlin's very female. She likes a lot of pink things. She's a very feminine person. Dick. Yeah. Colin. As most of her friends are. Most of them, except the cycling women that I've introduced her to, are a lot more hardy, I would say. Dick. Colin. So no, I would not imagine, and Kaitlin was also with anything. She has no mechanical knowledge when I met her. Now, she knows a little bit about bicycles, but that's really because I've been, grilling her on, you have to be able to, at least the basic knowledge of how to do basic things on this bike if you're going to be, riding it. But I cannot imagine. Dick. Yeah. Colin. To my knowledge, no instruction on. Dick. Okay. Colin says, care and feeding and cleaning, in addition to providing information on how Kaitlin would be with a gun, how little she knew, how little instruction she got. This gives us some insight into how Colin feels about her. He compares her friends with the friends that he would have her have, the women in the cycling community. The women in the cycling community are more hardy. And he's describing grilling her on doing basic things on the bike. It seems he has an idea of how things should be, and he wants to make sure that her behavior goes along with his idea of how things should be. And if she has knowledge, it's because he taught her. He's the helper. He's the teacher. In any case, she's not proficient with this gun. Dick. Well, I get in regards like the bike aspect of it. Like if you just gave her a brand new bike that was all just in pieces and you said, hey, go put this together. Colin, no effing way. She tried to put a brake rotor on, which is a simple lock ring, when she met me in West Texas. She took a different wheel setter in Arizona recently and she put the rotor on, finger tightened the thing that holds your brake rotor on your wheel, and didn't even think to tighten it. Dick. Colin. So she's mechanically inept. Dick. Okay. Colin. Dick. Okay. Colin. I got the wheel and was like, are you effing kidding me? Your rotor would just come off if you braked on with this lock ring without any torque on it. Dick. Yeah. Colin. So that was disappointing when I saw that. Ooh. Shows you some insight into their relationship. There's a power differential. He looks down on her and he has no problem speaking to her like that. Are you effing kidding me? Because she doesn't know how to put this rotor on. And he says, so that was disappointing when I saw that. He has an idea of how his partner should be, and she wasn't living up to it. Dick. Yeah. Colin. My training has not helped at all, so. Dick. I got you. Claire. Did you say... I'm trying to understand. Did you say that Kaitlin Christie went with a third friend, or do you think there was more than one trip to the gun range? Colin. All I know is the one. Claire. Okay. Colin. And she would have told me. Claire. Okay. Colin. I mean, she would have told me. It's rough. That interesting. She knows I'm interested in purchasing these things, her learning to use them. So yeah, there was one. I don't know the name of the friend. I don't remember that, but Dick. Colin. I assume that's all in the phones. Dick. Okay. That night or that, I'm sorry, not that night. That day? Colin. What day? Claire. Yeah. Dick. Whenever you came down here. Colin. Thursday. Claire. Thursday. Dick. Yes, Thursday. Sorry, my days are running together as well. So whenever you ended up coming down here and I told you that we knew that Kaitlin's car was outside of Cash's house, one of your first responses was, I knew I shouldn't have bought that gun. Wow. This is remarkable. This is a remarkable statement. Claire. Do you remember saying that? Do you remember saying that? Dick. Yeah. Colin. I don't remember saying that. Dick. Okay. Colin. But I immediately, just the fact that I have those in my sphere. Dick. Colin. Is why. Well, not why we're here, but that's a big effing thing. Dick. Yeah. And again, before all of that, and we had already been talking about guns and everything. So I'm not saying that it's shocking that you brought up a gun at all. I'm not saying that whatsoever because Colin. Yeah, we had already been talking about guns. Claire. Right. Dick. 100%. Exactly. Claire. It wasn't a spontaneous thing you said. Colin. No. That is a moment of clarity on a course of events I knew nothing about. That is just a fact of life. This is really complicated. Dick. Yes. Colin. Extra complicated because I never had guns. Dick. Colin. I had never wanted to own one. Kaitlin had a sketchy experience in a parking lot at Wheatsville South on South Lamar. Colin had never wanted to own a gun, yet he goes out and buys 2 guns. And he doesn't like the feel of the one gun in his hand. So he takes it back and gets a different gun that feels better. It's less cheap and, what did he say, janky? I don't believe him that he never wanted to purchase a gun. If he never wanted to purchase a gun, why did he? And if he's concerned about Kaitlin's safety, because remember, Kaitlin did not want to purchase a gun either. This was not her idea. If he's concerned about Kaitlin's safety, then why does he buy 2 guns? One for himself and one for her, instead of just buying her a gun, if that's really the reason. Some guy road raging at her. Dick. Yeah. Colin. And she was physically shaking, and that's why I was just... And then additionally wanting to go on backpacking trips in general as a female owning a firearm. Dick. Yeah. Colin. That's why I thought. Dick. Yeah. Colin. That's why I brought it up. Dick. Yeah. Colin. And my thought in that moment was, I just wish I had never had anything to do with guns. Dick. Of course. Colin. Period. Dick. Of course. Claire. Do you mean because it complicated the fact situation and it complicated the inquiry? Or because you believe somebody did something? Colin. Complicated the inquiry immensely. Immensely. Dick. Yeah, okay. Colin. I mean, I don't have any I've given you all the facts I have about anybody doing anything. It just made this whole investigation. Claire. Right. Dick. Colin. I'm an intelligent human and I know, holy F. This is... Claire. Adds a new dimension. Colin. Adds a really serious dimension. Dick. Of course. And you just kind of brought up that whole road rage thing. She was involved in the road rage thing. She was shaken, which implied, you wanted her to have some sort of self-defense, especially also when she was out riding and stuff like that. Totally understandable. So is that something she would normally do now, since that event would be to, have the gun with her inside of her car? Colin. I don't. Dick. Okay. Colin. Have any knowledge that she would carry it in her car. Dick. Okay. Colin. I imagine it would be... She said it stays in the... I imagine it stays in the effing safe. I haven't asked. Dick. Okay. Colin. I don't know. Dick. Okay. You've never actually seen her out? Colin. I've never seen her with it out. Dick. Other than at Bingham's? Colin. I've never seen it in her car. I've only seen it, the 2 of them, in my case, in my home. Dick. Okay. Colin. They haven't even been in the nightstand. Dick. Yeah, okay. Colin. Because guns, shit happens when guns are around. Shit can happen when guns are around, rather. That's why I wouldn't leave it in a, for home defense, Dick. So do you personally, do you think that Kaitlin killed Mo? Colin. I cannot effing fathom it. I cannot fathom it. Do I think so? No. Because again, I cannot know. My knowledge, my experience, knowledge base in my life as a human cannot fathom that reality. It's the most extreme concept in literally imaginable. Dick. Do you? Colin. Could Kaitlin hit somebody with a car when she's drinking? If she were drinking. She doesn't drink much, but that's possible. Dick. Colin. Yes, this is not possible. Dick. Colin. In my mind at all, it's just not effing possible. Dick. Are you saying that out of her being so intoxicated that she can't control a vehicle? Colin. Yes, I mean, Dick. Or she's intoxicated and gets angry? Whoa. He is really pushing for something on Kaitlin. I think what Colin was saying is he's trying to imagine what kind of bad thing could Kaitlin do that Colin would believe is possible. And what he's suggesting is, maybe an accident. Could she hit somebody with her car while she's intoxicated? Except she doesn't actually drink that much. But yeah, I could imagine that. That would be believable. But shooting somebody in cold blood is not even imaginable. That's what Colin is trying to say. Colin. And it's possible for anybody to strike another. We'll say a pedestrian with a car. Dick. Of course. Colin. Accidentally. Claire. Okay. Colin. But this is not possible in my... Dick. Colin. Experience of 3 years spending virtually every day with this person. Dick. Yeah. Colin. It's not effing possible in my experience. It's not possible. Dick. Okay. Colin. To suspend reality for the amount of time it would take for this entire course of events, however long it would take to say, I'm going to let go of everything I've built in my life, all these projects, some beautiful home she's been meticulously working on in South Austin in my neighborhood, this rental property in Lockhart, this company we own poised to be just like we've had multiple articles written about our wheelhouse mobile. Dick. Colin, we're co-owning this. She has so much amazing stuff going on. Dick. Yeah. Colin. To Dick. Yeah. Colin, lose consciousness for long enough to commit a murder is not possible. Dick. Yeah. Colin, it's not possible. And knowing all that, everything, not only are you ending somebody's life and destroying their entire family network. Dick. Colin, but you're destroying your own life. You're destroying my career, my life. When somebody is giving a statement or telling a story, the person doing the talking is going to pay attention to the bigger words. They're going to pay attention to or craft what they're saying. But the little words like my, we, you, words like would, these words are things that just come out. People often fail to craft those carefully. They're almost automatic. He says, lose consciousness for long enough to commit a murder. He's describing doing something really stupid, like losing it, and doing something that just destroys everything. Dick. Colin. As it is, as I know it, I don't believe that's possible in any way possible. Dick. Do you think that, I know that you're not too familiar with it, but do you think that Cash could have killed Mo? The subject changes here. In part 5, you'll hear Colin explain why his DNA will be found inside Cash's house. And you'll also hear a weird attempt to explain why his DNA will be found on Mo herself. Thank you for listening.